Hey everyone, welcome to the best US Mint News channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker, Triple S or Stacker, whatever you prefer. Today's date is the 17th of April, 2025. In this video, we're going to be talking about US Mint sales. Why, you may ask? Well, because it's vital, actually, to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine demand in mintages. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you like. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. It's a tremendous number. Not sure exactly how big it is, but I'm pretty sure it's ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. Now let's bounce over here to moneymetals.com. Wow, everything is down. Wow. All right, so gold down 20.80 to 33.35.80. And guess what? We'll probably be seeing new all-time highs again this month, I would imagine. Silver down 44 cents at 32.52. Actually, that's really interesting. We are over 100 to 1 on the gold ratio, and that's kind of interesting, and maybe 101 points change. Platinum down 11.40 to 977.70. Palladium down 23.25 to 981.20. And Dr. Copper down 9 pennies for a pound at 4.59. You're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is now 6.89. It was 6.39 for many moons. And yeah, that's gone up. So looks like the total quantity for 1 through 39 is still 39.44. So even though they raised the premium, the price is still, it's pretty much the same it's been for months. Now over here, the sell to them price, the buyback is 34.34. That's definitely over, right? Spot price. Now what's interesting about that silver to gold ratio we talked about a second ago, the current gold, this is Search Labs AI overview from the Google machine. It says the current gold to silver ratio is approximately 100.1.411, right? Meaning it takes 101.411 ounces of silver to equal the value of 1 ounce of gold. That just seems ridiculous since, well, God's ratio is, I think, 1 to 7 or 1 to 8, right? That's what it's found in the ground. This ratio fluctuates, so the exact amount can vary, but it's currently quite high. Well, what does it say here? This is the 80-50 rule for gold-silver ratio. This strategy involves changing your investments from silver to gold when the gold-silver ratio falls below 50. We're at 101.411, right? And switching it back to silver when the ratio rises above 80. The strategy is often used to diversify a portfolio and reduce the risk of exposure in your investments. And that's from the Sacramento Bee, February 26, 2025, about a month and a half ago now. So yeah, that's kind of important to recognize, I would think. Now, over here to coinnews.net, this is an article by Mike Unser, dated April 16th. That's just yesterday. Title of this article is U.S. Mint Sales, Michigan Innovation Dollar opens with 887,225 coins sold. I added that sold part at the end. But that's actually pretty incredible, folks. A good start. And remember, this year, I believe, as a whole, the American innovation dollars have just really just become, well, this is the best year of the designs, I think. That's just the easiest way I can put it. Now, like I said, this is Mike Unser, dated April 16th. And let's roll with it. The United States Mint today. Oh, and there's the picture of the latest. That's the Michigan Auto Assembly line. It's pretty cool. The United States Mint today released sales figures for its numismatic products through the week ending April 13th, and that was just 4 days ago. Now it's offering the first results for the second American Innovation Dollar of the year and the 26th release overall. Isn't that incredible? And this program started in 2018, right, with the first patent from George Washington, and it has a, well, I don't want to get into it, but Fraser has a little thing on the back of that coin that's amazing, actually. Then it goes all the way to 2032. That's quite some time, considering the American Women Quarters from 2022 to 2025. It's ending this year, right? So, yeah, we're in the 26th release overall, and then we have 2 more this year for the 27th and 28th. And that features, I think, Texas, Mission Control, and then Florida with the space shuttle coin, right? So that's going to be pretty exciting. Best design so far of the whole program for the year, speaking. All right, issued on April 8th, the Michigan Innovation Dollar honors Ransom Olds and his groundbreaking assembly line concept. Available in 25 coin rolls and 100 coin bags, the products posted opening sales of 887,225 coins, a solid mid-range start among the recent issues. And I got to say, you know, I'm going to add my perspective to this, and I got to say, I'd say it's in the upper mid-range start, I got to say. And, you know, I thought maybe Ford was the guy, and I thought these were Model Ts, but yeah, it's Ransom Olds. And what's interesting about the Ford assembly line, well, the guy who I guess helped Ford implement that actually went to a meat packing plant or a butcher in Chicago, and they had something called a disassembly line where one person would take off the same cut of meat and then it would keep going to the next person, and they would take off that same cut of meat. So that was the disassembly line, and well, this was the Ford implemented the opposite, right, of the assembly line. I thought that was really incredible. The more you know, right? Now, this is for comparison sales. The Arkansas daughter, the 2025 Arkansas daughter, the dollar, not daughter, although she's somebody's daughter, right? That's Ray Montague, as a pioneering engineer and Arkansas native who helped design the U.S. Navy's Oliver Hazard Perry class frigate in, I think, 18 hours, right? So that was pretty incredible. Now that opened up with 766,000 coins, now stands at 790,000 coins. Well, I think we definitely passed that one, right? So mid-range, let's try and determine what range we're at. Now the 2024 Missouri dollar, showing George Washington Carver working in his laboratory, began with 720,000 coins, now stands at 910,600 coins, right? So that's kind of amazing. Still, this Michigan Innovation Dollar still outsold these two so far. Now let's look at the Maine dollar. I think this one's kind of controversial to some degree. It says the Maine dollar, highlighting Dr. Bernard Lown and his development of the direct current defibrillator, DC, because I think they used, there's DC and AC. I think they used AC one time, and that just did not work out well. I'm sorry about your grandma. I hope she's going to be all right, kind of thing. Now, here we go. And his development debuted at 908,150, clearly above, clearly above the Michigan Innovation Dollar, but I think it had some adjustments, and it's now at 899,150, and that was from 2024. So I got to ask, what were the original sales before the adjustments? And then these obviously are some additional sales on top of the adjustments. So I don't know where that stands. That's why it's kind of controversial. So I don't really want to count that one. But really, the best one of the program so far since 2018 is that Saturn V rocket coin featuring the state of Alabama, right? That opened up with sales of 980,800 coins, 980,800, and it now stands at 1 million, right? 1 million coins sold. And that's the strongest start for the series since its launch in 2018. Now, the 2024 Illinois dollar, in illustrating the invention of the steel plow, began with sales of 801,250, now stands at 902,000. Yeah, I tell you, that coin featuring the Michigan innovation of the auto assembly line, well, I think that's definitely one of the higher end sales in this coin series. It really is, no doubt about it in my mind. I mean, the numbers, I think, speak for themselves. Let's keep it on. U.S. Mint's top sellers. Here's the roster of the U.S. Mint's most sought after numismatic products for the week ending April 13th, and oh boy, we brought up that sales from coinnews.net from August 2019, and there were almost, I think there was 15, maybe even 20 U.S. Mint top sellers. This is just the top 10. And really, I think the Mint at some point, or at least the folks over at coinnews.net, they may be able to just do top 5 at some point and then expand it to 10 when there's a release. Because after that, I mean, look, the United States Mint has 52 weeks in a year to drop products. They have 69 products this year, and they don't drop one product per week. Sometimes they group them, in a 1 week, and they drop 3 or 4. It's just one of those things. Now, let's get back to the numbers. Look at this. Michigan American Innovation, 25 coin rolls from Denver and Philadelphia. Wow. And I got to show you, I got to compare and contrast those to the sales we've seen, because this is outstanding. I think the American Innovation Coin Program is really picking up some traction. And I believe next year, featuring the California coin and Steve Jobs, it's really going to pick up a whole lot of traction. It's going to be quite incredible. Now, the number 3 spot's taken by the 2025 proof set, added almost 4,000. And remember, that's 420,002 is the total mintage on that one. And that one will be the final clad Kennedy half dollar that we know of, designed, right? So it's going to be facing to the right in 2027 and 2026. It's gone altogether. All right, 2020, number 4 and 5, you're looking at the Michigan Innovation 100 coin bag from Philadelphia and Denver. Those are incredible. Look at this, though. This was pretty good. This is the 2025 West Point Proof Silver Eagle, sold 1,365 for a grand total of just under sub 200,000. That's really sad for the American Eagle program. Really, especially for the Silver Eagles. Number 7 is the Congratulations set, sold 562 to 17,368. And I believe it's been available for at least 3 months, and they've only sold 17,000. They got to lower the price of their silver. I mean, what would be an acceptable price for silver for you guys on a proof coin? It stands at $95 right now. Congratulations set, I think it's $98 or almost $100 there. What would be an acceptable price for that proof Silver Eagle? $65, $70, $55, $54, right? Remember the uncirculated was that price way back when? Man, I miss those days. Now, number 8 is the 2025 Philadelphia Proof U.S. Marine Corps 250th Anniversary Silver Dollar, sold $414 to $28,187. Number 9 spot is the 2024 Mint Set, sold $291 to $179,332, and I believe the stated product limit is on that one is $190,000, and I don't believe it's exactly $190,000. I believe that we're probably less than 10,000, maybe 8,000 away from those final sales of this 2024 mint set. And this is kind of a big deal because this mint set from 2024 holds those better date or semi-key date or key date Jefferson nickels from Philadelphia and Denver. And let's face it, some of them are proof-like. Somebody got really lucky. Number 10 spot is the American Women Quarters Proof Set, sold $264 to $29,725, right? $29,725. And what's interesting about this is the American Women Quarters Silver Proof Set, which had lowered their mintage to $36,000, lowest of the series. And then obviously we discovered that the Silver Proof Set is only going to have $185,000 this year. That's remarkable. Lowest since the history of the silver proof sets in 1992, right? That's incredible. Now, in its latest report, the U.S. Mint published sales data for 545 numismatic products. Of those, 92 of those outperformed their prior weekly totals, up from 63 in the previous report. So things are ramping up at the United States Mint. But really, like I said, 291, 264, 414, 562. I mean, things are running real light over the United States Mint. Now, 2 products saw week-over-week gains of more than 1,000 units compared to just 1 in earlier period. Things are ramping up. Additionally, 3 products recorded weekly sales declines, matching the number from the previous period. 2 saw modest dips, while the 2021 American Innovation Dollar Proof Set fell by 159, following a gain of 419 in the previous week. Isn't that something? That's something we were like, wait a minute, what's going on there? Okay. Here we go. So I have here 2025 commemorative coins, and I've only highlighted the ones that didn't have any sales that were above 1%. Everything else, they're rock solid on those 250th anniversary Marine Corps commemoratives. They are selling rather well, actually, and I'm impressed. That really is. Congratulations. I think that's a winner chicken dinner. I have seen the 3-coin set in person when I went to the fun show, and I got to tell you, that proof Marine Corps gold coin is stunning. Really is. Now, 2024 commemoratives, they're keeping those up for a while longer. Not sure why. Morgan and Peace silver dollar sales. Now, if you total up all of the Morgan and Peace dollar sales, excluding the reverse proof set, the United States Mint sold about 440, 439, somewhere in that range. If I add up all these, right, 440-ish. Now, I wanted to compare and contrast that with all of the American Silver Eagle sales. And remember, it's basically the same price at $95. However, the thing is that the American Silver Eagle gives you a whole ounce of silver, while these Morgan and Peace silver dollars are struck on a commemorative planchet. Isn't that something? 858 of an ounce. Let's keep on keeping on. Armed Forces silver medals. Kudos to the Navy for outselling the Army and the Marines. Kudos. American Liberty products. Check it out. I like that. I really like that American Liberty silver medal. Did you pick one up? Let me know in the comments below. Clad proof sets. Look at that. Almost 4,000. That's incredible, folks. It really is. And I want to see this sell out so quickly. You don't even know. And we'll see how that goes. Now, check it out. Lost 159. Talked about that. Lost 7. Not too bad. Nothing really going on there. Silver proof sets. Really, the only story here is the congratulation gift set. And then the 2025 silver proof set stated product limit. Other than that, not too much going on for the silver proof sets. Now, uncirculated sets, we're standing at 179. Like I said, I think there's less than 10,000 of those. It might be closer to 8. We'll see how that pans out. But look, at 291 per week, right? At 300 times 4, 1,200. That's gone in what, maybe 6 months? 6 months from now, probably by October. These are gonzo by October unless something drastic happens. All right, ornaments, keep on keeping on. Proof and reverse proof. Silver Eagles. Yeah, it's so sad. I'm just, this poor program, I tell you, they've clipped their wings and I'm not sure why. Oh yeah, that's right. The price is ridiculous. So if I'm going to add up the American Silver Eagles, I got 190 right here. I think 4 and 6 is a 0 with another 0, right? 190. And then you add that with the uncirculateds and you got, You got 243 total, and you compare that to the Morgan and Peace dollars at 439. I mean, now think about that. People would spend the same amount of money for less silver, right? Think about that. Why? Now, obviously, these people, me, you, whoever, we're buying from the United States Mint directly. We're not buying bullion, right? Because if we were focused on bullion, we would be like, well, let's get it for the best price, these American Silver Eagles or what have you, right? But this isn't the case here. People are buying numismatics, and I think they're willing to pay a little bit more. And I think that's what this says here. And I think that the American Silver Eagle program, and not the Gold Eagle, mind you, but I think, at least for now, I think the Silver Eagle program has definitely been overextended, and I think they're on their last wings, their last legs. May just go back to the bullion program and reduce and shrink, or maybe not delete the program altogether, but definitely I would think they would shift it back over to bullion. We'll see how that goes. Now, uncirculated Silver Eagles, yep, told you about that. Now, look at this, 2025 proof American Eagle gold coins. Ta-da! Yeah, robust sales, no doubt about it. 2024 American Gold Eagle proofs. Yep, no real, nothing special going on there. Let's keep on keeping on. Yes, look at that. 2% on the proof Platinum Eagle from 2025. An additional, look at this, this is the 2024 proof, an additional 1.24%, almost 1.25%, and that's the Palladium Eagles. And remember, Palladium right there, 982, and Platinum, 976. This has basically been the price for months, maybe even a year. These are going nowhere. Gold seems to be the one that really is moving quickly. Presidential silver medals, I thought this was interesting. James Monroe not sold one of them. And is that because they don't exist? I don't know. Now let's keep on keeping on. Look at this. Bingo. This is the American Innovation Dollar from Michigan and Arkansas. We're going to compare and contrast some of the numbers here. And remember, it was the American Innovation Dollars that overstated their numbers, that had to be revised and lowered back in, I think, 2022, maybe 2023. And that was the first time we'd seen that behavior from the United States Mint. And then they actually did it for sales of the American Women Quarters and so on and so forth, where they just overstate the numbers and then revise them back down lower the following week or in the subsequent weeks. So check it out here. Look at the sales here for the 25 coin roll from Philadelphia and Denver, right? 7505 from Michigan. Look at that, 6961. We have already outsold the Arkansas one, right? By at least 500 there. And look, Denver, yeah, 6394. Yep, we're definitely more for Michigan. And look at this, 2804. Yeah, 3100. So about 300 more there, almost. 1764 and 2190. Yeah. Clearly, the Michigan Innovation Dollar is the winner chicken dinner between these two. However, we could see a reduction in these numbers, but I don't think so, folks. This series I think, has got traction, and that's why we're still seeing the American Innovation Dollar from Arkansas gain an increase in their numbers as well. And I bought an additional roll of these Arkansas Innovation Dollars, and I have been spending things at my, you got a 7 Brew by you? Well, I spend them at 7 Brew as a tip for the baristas. That's not cool. 7 Brew, if you ever been, oh my gosh, they're good. I can't even tell you. Oh my gosh. All right, I just lost focus because I started talking about 7 Brew. I think I need a coffee this morning or a tea. All right, so let's compare these Michigan numbers, right, to the 2024 American Innovation Dollars, right? So look at that, 7505. Yeah, only 300 less than coins sold in 2024. And what's really interesting is those American Innovation Dollars featuring that Saturn V rocket coin. Yeah, 8,300, 7,400, 3,100, 2,950. Are we really almost at the end of sales here for the Michigan? Yeah, I'd say there's less than 1,000 of each product left for the Michigan dollars. So if you missed out on picking those up, you might want to get them before they are all gonzo. And I think that's going to be how the program, basically ends its lifespan. I don't think the United States Mint is going to increase any of the mintages for any of those manganese American Innovation Dollars. In fact, they may lower the mintages. In fact, a million coins seems like a lot. It really does. And that's for the American Innovation Coin Program, not necessarily for other coin programs. So I think that is going to be almost it. Hang on. I think I got a couple other things. I think we're looking at the Native American. Yep, there we go. Not too bad for the 2025 Native American sales right there. You're looking at an increase of 2% here, 2% there, and 1.5% and 1.5% here. Not too bad. But they are smaller numbers, but They are expensive products, right? $250. All right, Kennedy half dollars. Yep, I can't wait to see the sales for the 2025 Kennedy half dollars and the rolls and bags. I definitely am sub to those. I think people who collect like the first year and the last year and seeing how 2025 is going to be the last year of the Kennedy dollar as we know it, as we knew it, well, I think that's going to make it kind of special. Now, check this out. This is really also special. The Juliet Gordon low quarters. What? Yeah. This was a complete head scratcher, and I'm so stoked that I saw this. And I was like, okay, this is promising for the American Women Quarters program. It really is. And is it because the Juliet Gordon low quarters are the lowest minted circulation strike for the American Women Quarters so far? Maybe. I mean, we're what, 88 million, 90 million for Denver and Philadelphia? That's fairly low for the whole program. In fact, it's the lowest for the whole program. So what I've got here is the 2025 Juliet Gordon low, the JGL, and then IBW. Look at this, 10,508 of the 3-roll set. What? Yeah, tremendous. Look at it. It just knocked the 3-roll set for Ida B. Wells out of the park. Look at that, 1,800 of the 100-coin bag compared to 2,692. What? What? Come on, that's like almost double. Oh, man. 15 to 10? What? 21 to 30? That's incredible. Now, here's why I have to have a little bit of, got to rein it back in. We could easily see these numbers dialed back, right? We could easily see it. But remember, folks, these are old sales and these are new sales. So yeah, that's what gives me a little bit more wow than saying, hey, well, it's probably going to be revised down. Well, we're already here, right? And it only went 125 more to get to there. So I'd say, what in the wild world of sports is going on with that Juliet Gordon low quarter? Why are people gobbling this one up like those Girl Scout cookies that she helped bring to the world? That's incredible. I don't understand it. Maybe it is the Girl Scouts. Maybe it's part of the Girl Scout program that you have to buy a roll. I don't know. But isn't that cool? I got chicken skin thinking about how awesome it is that this Juliet Gordon low quarter is selling so well. Incredible. Let's keep on keeping on. It's wild. It really is. I think that might be it then, folks. Yeah. Now, if you do collect the American Women Quarters, these are the best. Of the set, look at the mintages here for that 3-roll set. You're looking at 7,500, 7,600 here, 7,600 here for the Wilma Mankiller quarter. And remember, we're at 16,000 for 2025. So yeah, do the math. Which one do you think is, the first of the program and the least minted, right? So that's pretty incredible. Now let's get to the plus ones. I've yammered for a really long time today. Wow. I don't know how I'm still able to talk. Okay, here we go. This is Proverb 26, number 2. It says here, like a bird that wanders off, like a swallow that flies off, so an unwarranted curse comes back to he who utters it. Yeah. What? I think what that means is, like birds who return to their nest, so too an unjustified curse will come back to rest upon the head of the one who uttered it, who spoke it, right? Now that gives me, what happens if we just take away that un part? Does that mean there's justified curses? Wow. That's something to think about. Stay away from me. Now, let's get over here to 395 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is Hart, Magic Man. He's got the magic hands. You know him. Now, with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. Stacker out.